Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to the Pageant Sit Down. Monday, Wednesday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore, but welcome to another episode of the Pageant Sit Down. My name is Regina Lena, and I am so happy to have you all here with us today. Today, I do have a very special guest. She is my pageant sister, and your reigning Miss Galaxy Canada 2020-21, Anmol Minhas. Hi, Anmol.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Thank you for taking your lunch for the perfect timing. I know you're currently in Alberta, so our time zones are a little different, but I'm honestly so glad that you were able to make it today.
Likewise,
For
yeah, I'm so happy being here and congratulations, Regina. I'm so happy for you. I think you're doing an incredible job.
Thank you. Well, for those who don't know you, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. My name's Anmol Minhas, like Regine mentioned. I am your reigning Miss Galaxy Canada 2020-21. I basically, apart from doing pageants, I am also the operations manager for Rogers. So I work with the vendor and I'm the operations manager. Other than that, I really enjoy just say listening to music and I love dancing. Dancing is like one of my passion things. If I am going to the gym and if I don't go to the gym, I would definitely dance. It just brings a lot of happiness to my life. I'm a firm believer in energy. Like I feel if there are people who are positive and happy around me, I manifest things in a sense. I always think positive and I always try to give the positive energy out. And I don't like chocolates. I really don't
Ooh.
enjoy eating chocolates too much, but I love eating cake and I a Monday. I don't need a reason for it. I love eating cakes. Other than that, I am a big dog person. Dogs are like they can make me do anything. Like I could maybe do a crime for a dog because their eyes and the love and the warmth they can give you, it's incredible. My family means a lot to me, and henceforth, like I try to bring that passion and energy to everything I do. So my work is my extended family, my pageant sisters are my extended family, and yeah, that's a quick summary of myself.
That's amazing. Okay, I am so glad that you said you don't like chocolates because I don't like chocolate either, and everyone looks at me like I'm
Oh my
crazy.
God. I mean, yeah. I think we know that. I think I know that about you because we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
And we're like, I love you because you don't like the same thing as me.
Like when they become best friends because they
Mhm.
like the same thing or they don't like the same person. That's us with
Agreed.
chocolate.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
Well, Anmol, congratulations first off on your reign of Miss Canada Galaxy 2020-21. It's funny, I think some people get us confused sometimes based on how we say our titles. They'll be
Mhm.
like, wait, I thought Anmol was Miss. I'm like, no, no, I'm Miss.
I know, right? It's just a slight change in wording.
Yeah,
Or maybe the pronunciation, but yeah. But you said really well because you emphasize on Ms.
I do.
quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how has it been? You've had your reign now for 2 years almost. Had it your you had your reign during this pandemic. You've also had your reign in two provinces. How has that been for you?
Honestly, Regine, like I feel, I know 2020 and 21 has been a really tough year, even for myself. But I'm extremely grateful for everything I've got. And honestly, like if there's one word I would choose how my reign's been, it's been magical. I wouldn't trade it with anything else because it's taught me a lot of things during this period. It's honestly given a completely different exposure to what being a queen means during this time.
Mhm.
And be it or not, like when you're on the other side of the grass and just appreciate what you have. So I'm extremely grateful. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time. I've I'm also another portion of my reign is that I was able to travel to a lot of places,
Mhm.
and that just gave me more exposure to knowing more people, working with more people, participating in different things. So, yeah, I think it's magical. I wouldn't change it with anything. I'm happy with everything that I've got.
That's amazing. And you're now in Alberta. Alberta has a huge team of candidates for Galaxy Canada. Have they all reached out to you? I know you've seen some of them recently too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think few of them have reached out, and we are again meeting together as a group shortly as well. But again, blessing in disguise, because I'm fortunate that they're already here. They're all doing such an incredible
They
job,
are.
and they're constantly going, reaching out in the community. If they know events, then they're donating. So it's an inspiration to learn from. So yeah,
I know
Alberta, Alberta.
Team Alberta is amazing. They inspire me. I was like, man, I wish we were more open here in Toronto so I can do what they're doing. But it's just so
Mhm,
inspiring to see what they're doing. And I saw that you also donated to a food drive or a food bank recently as well. So it looks like we're
mhm.
all being inspired by Team
Yeah,
Alberta.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what would you say has been one of the most memorable experiences for you so far during your reign?
Oh, tough one. Um, the most memorable experience during my reign would definitely be I like how I'm saying the sentence, but I still don't know the answer.
I mean, you could
um,
say winning.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean that was the iconic moment for my life.
Mhm,
I would always hold it with pride and literally do an hair flick every time I say that because I'm super proud about that. However, I do think that the best experience would be honestly the system I'm working with and the exposure they want to give to like reaching out in your community.
mhm,
Unfortunately, not everywhere is like reaching out in the community or doing events or volunteering, helping out is a core value of the system. So I think being a part of the Galaxy team, like it's just like made me understand more why I had selected the system in the first place.
mhm.
So I think just that exposure is incredible. Like it just taught me so much in a lot of different ways.
100%. Well, and while you came from one pageant system straight to Galaxy, I remember you telling us about your experience. What was it like going from one to another and seeing the differences in the systems?
I mean, each system has its own perks. I did move from one to another. The things I really enjoyed about Galaxy was one Cindy. She had reached out, and I'm so happy that till date she did that. She's incredible. She's so sweet. She's such a sweetheart. Every time I have a question, I can shoot her a message. She's going to reply. She's always keeping us connected. She is one person who I feel really wants all her queens to have their best year forward. Like
Hmm.
when we move forward and we pass the crown to the new girl, she wants us to remember it as a magical experience, and that itself just holds a lot of value. Another thing is that this pageant would support you regardless of your age, regardless of your size, regardless of your background. If you have what it takes, then you are welcomed with open arms to represent the country you live in, which is so empowering. Like it is such an empowering thing to tell anybody, hey, if you are part of our country, you can represent. And like that's crazy, like to think about it. It's a luxury that you have. So yeah, I think these were the two main reasons I had selected Galaxy.
That's awesome. So,
Mhm.
what got you into pageantry to begin with? Because Galaxy is your second pageant, correct?
That is my second pageant in Canada. So, little background about myself. I moved to Canada approximately 4.5 years ago. I was born in Canada. Fun fact, I was born in Edmonton. So I was, um,
Wow.
I know, right? And I'm
A
coming
full
back to
360.
Alberta. I know, right? So I was born in Edmonton, but my parents had better opportunities in India. So they moved to India and they preferred to live there. So I lived all my life in India. I grew up in India. And approximately 4.5 years ago, my parents forced me to come to Canada. They're like, you have to give this a chance because just because we didn't do it, you should give it a chance and see if you like it as a person.
Hmm.
And that's when I moved to Canada. So prior to that, I did participate in Miss Teen India. I did Miss North India and I did Miss Delhi. So those were the pageants I did. I was fortunate enough to win the two. So I actually started my first pageant was when I was 16 years old, and I'm 27 now, so 11 years ago. And yeah, I just loved how there were such confident women owning the stage, like owning everything around them and just being super proud and confident in who they are and what they are. And that just inspired me to be like, I want to be that person. I'm going to be that person one day. I'm just going to do it. So that's how I got into pageantry.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I didn't know you competed in India. That's amazing. I think what I knew from you from India was your work. I didn't know
Yeah,
you competed. That's amazing. So is your
yeah.
family super supportive when it comes to pageantry?
Absolutely. Like I'm grateful to have the parents I do. They always say yes to me for everything I do. They might have their reservations, but they're never going to stop me or try to impose their opinion on me. And I think my parents were the proudest. Till date, my mother's like, "Do you even know who my daughter is?" And she says it with so much like happiness and being proud of me. She's like, she's worked hard to be there, and she appreciates the struggle. She's seen how started to what I've put in, like how much time you have to put in, the energy you put in, right?
Hmm.
So they are extremely proud and they're extremely, extremely, extremely supportive.
That's amazing. I wish your family
Mhm.
was closer so that they could come with us to internationals and see you on an international stage.
Yeah, I mean, my like even for Galaxy, they were continuously watching the video, even though it's like a day and night difference. They were like, I cannot sleep till I see the ending. And then my mom
Yeah.
was like binge calling me because I couldn't pick up the phone after crowning.
Yeah.
I need to talk to her. But like, yeah, it's great. I agree. Like, if they were closer, that would be amazing. But it is what it is, and I'm very grateful for how supportive they are.
Yes. Well, it's great when your family supports you, but you also have your Galaxy family now. Speaking of,
Like,
Cindy is actually, she just got on. We were just talking about her. She says hi. There's Amber Margareta. She also says hi, Anmol.
hello, hello. Hi to both of you.
Yes, so if for all of you who are watching, if you have any questions for Anmol, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get them to her. And speaking of questions, I do have a few from Instagram and I do want to get your answers. So, one of them actually is, what skincare products do you use?
Oh, that's funny. So my skincare is like all over the place. Sometimes I moved from Vancouver to Calgary. Vancouver being a very moist, wet, cold, compared to Calgary being bang opposite, dry, extremely, extremely dry. So right now, usually I'm like an oily skin, and I think I still am, but like right now I'm like a combination skin. There's something I always do. Always gonna wash my face twice a day. What skincare products I'm going to be using right now. I use a lot of Clinique. I use a lot of, I think it's Thomas Erickson or something. I'm not sure. So it's apparently a really moisturizing gel moisturizer. I always,
Ooh.
always, always apply a sunscreen. Even if I'm going at nighttime for dinner, going to apply sunscreen because the lights still have a lot of UV rays. I would always wash my face, like I mentioned. And yeah, I always, every single night, I use bio oil. Like that's one thing I always use. Even if it's summertime, I'm always applying bio oil. Just moisturizes my skin. Other than that, I'm sorry, there's nothing else I would know on the like on top of my head. Yeah.
No, I mean it makes sense that you were talking about having to change your skincare routine, especially going from one climate to another. And it's so crazy to think that BC and Alberta are right next to each other, but
Hmm.
completely different worlds. Uh,
Hmm.
Another question is, if you had to say one thing to women, one sentence, what would it be and why?
Be happy and confident in who you are and own it. Like just own who you are. The best blessing we have is that I am Anmol Minhas and you are not. And thank God we are not same. And thank God we are different because otherwise we'll just be a clone of each other. So don't worry about any of the things that are like, oh my God, like this is not going that, that's not going to. Just own you, who you are. Be goddamn confident in who you are. Just own it and live a life like that. And I promise you, like you would be really happy. You would make people around you feel how strong of a woman you are and how empowering you can be to them. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, that's amazing. Another question, I think we answered it earlier, is what made you start competing in pageants?
Exactly what I just said. It's
Yeah.
funny. Is that just own who you are? I looked at women and they were so confident when they were walking, when talking, and they just embraced themselves. And I wanted to be that person. And looking up to them, I was like,
Hmm.
I'm one day I'm gonna be that. So that's how I got into it.
That's amazing. So besides Galaxy, what would be your dream pageant system to compete in?
Um, Honestly, I do really like Miss World. The
Hmm.
reason I like it is because, again, it's quite similar, like volunteering, a beauty with a cause. And there's a purpose. You get into a pageant because you want to do something for the community, or there's a purpose you want to follow, and there's something you really connect with.
Hmm.
So I really like that aspect. I really enjoy Miss World as well because again, Miss Universe and Miss World both have the question round, and you're
Hmm.
answering the question. You're essentially exposing yourself to what your opinions and thoughts are. So yeah, I do really like these pageants as well.
That's awesome. I mean, Miss World had Miss India as the winner with Priyanka Chopra.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I could see you being a Miss World too. But first, let's get through Galaxy. I could also see you
Mhm.
being Miss Galaxy as an international title. So, if
Mhm.
you were to win the international title, what do you envision your reign to look like now that we've done this 2-year reign together?
Um, I think I'm going with the mindset, and I keep telling myself every day this that I am going to win it 100%, no questions asked. I want to like I said, I manifest things. I want to put that energy out in the world. But I feel my reign is going to look like it's going to be something that I feel I was missing this year was I wasn't exposing a lot of my personal self. Like I wouldn't put like random pictures I would put on my Instagram or like, just show who Anmol Minhas is. And I feel I was putting a lot of images, but it was around the work I was putting through Galaxy or like the volunteer work going on events and stuff. So I would really want to like embrace more of that and expose myself out more so people can actually see who I am as a person as well. And then of course continue reaching out in the community, volunteering, and just show what Canada truly is. I feel if I win, it's not just me winning, it's a whole country winning together. And I would want everybody, whoever is following the international part, like to know why Canada is an incredible country, and I would want to represent that.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
feel like you would represent Canada very well. I mean, you're out in Alberta, you've had a touch of BC. We've got to get you to Toronto at some point. I feel like you'd make an amazing international queen, and I'm excited to see what happens. I know we've been on this reign for 2 years together, and you're such an amazing person, and I know that your manifesting will happen and you will become the next queen. So I'm really excited for that.
Thank you.
How is your prep going? Have you figured out your outfits yet?
Oh my God, I feel like hiding with this question.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, I can do a better job at it. I'm lucky that I started a new job, but when you start something new, it does take a lot of your time out of your day. I do have a few options that I really like in terms of my swimsuit, and I just haven't finalized on which one it is what I'm also starting to do is I've started going to the gym. And I feel it is the reason I say it's a part of my prep is that it's not that I want to be the skinniest person on the stage, but I want to be the best version of myself. And in order for me to be the best version of myself, there are a few things I want to work on. And so I started going to the gym because I know it won't happen overnight and it's quite close now. So going to the gym, okay, so the problem with me is right now I had a toe surgery. So it was really bad. And I have another one actually on Thursday. So what they do is essentially have to rip out my entire nail and I
Ouch.
can't walk. So I'm working from home and I have to sit on a chair and work. So that's awesome. But I'm having a little bit of an issue with walking, so I can't wear heels at all for at least 3 more months. But the good thing is that I would be able to wear it at internationals and I would have that time to prepare then. So not being able to work on my walk, but you know what it's taught me? I've always had this habit as a kid to always walk on my tippy toes. The problem I've had. And always walked on my tippy toes. So I can actually do a whole ramp walk on my tippy toes. I don't even need a heel sometimes. But it's really great because it just teaches me an alignment in a sense. It teaches me
Hmm.
balance and it teaches me posture. So I am working on that. But yeah, I think I can definitely do a better job. And like honestly, by the next month starting, I would be focusing tremendously on it as well.
That's crazy to think that you're going through surgery and then you have like that's we have 6 months. That's literally half of the time left. But I think you're
Um,
gonna do great. Like you said, you get tippy toe. Cindy's watching, but I mean, you can always tippy toe under your evening gown, right? Shoot, no
no,
one
I
will
mean,
know.
I definitely would be able to wear my heels by then. And like the good thing about heels is that you've always worn it in the past, so it's not something new.
Hmm.
And it's good that I won't wear it for the next 3 months, so I can heal and I can heal properly.
Yeah.
So when the time's right, I would be able to do it. Yeah. Hmm.
So, well, Kaylee is actually in the chat, and you answered one of her questions, the one about the sentence for the women. And she said, yes, my question, I love your answer, Anmol. Great way to put it. No one else has your name or who you are. And she also says, good luck with your surgery.
Oh, thank you so much. She's such a sweetheart.
She is. I can't wait to see her in Galaxy Canada. She's going to kill it in the Ms. division. I can't wait
Mhm.
to see what happens.
Yeah.
But we actually are at the halfway point. This flew by very quickly.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
know you're on your lunch break, so I'm going to keep you on time today. Don't worry. But I do have a segment on the show and mall, which is 5 tips from a beauty queen. And I would like to know, and I'm sure many out there would also like to know, what are your 5 tips for all beauty hopefuls out there?
Okay, so my 5 tips. The first would definitely start with when you're competing, be prepared. And if you think being prepared is like doing all the checklists you think you're doing, I promise you there's a lot in the background. Something what Regine you also mentioned in one of our Q and A's we had last time, Q and A's with the Queen. You mentioned that be prepared. So exactly what you did. I knew my outfit with my accessory, with the shoe I'm gonna wear, and I knew exactly what I had to do, and it was all pouched together in a Ziploc bag. So I had like pouches in my bag, in my suitcase. So I was like prepared to that extent, and it makes you relax. You're less stressed. You know everything is ready to go. All you have to do is put it on, and you're out of the door. So 100% be prepared. I also think the second tip would be the best way to be successful sometimes is modeling what people have and what you want. So do your research, like go on YouTube, check the videos, like see how people are talking, see how people are walking, see the postures, look at pageants, watch the pageants, and like have a mental idea you would like to look on stage and practice that as many times as you can. Master that to an extent that when you're on the stage it's a muscle memory. So know that to the T, because having a muscle memory compared, like when you're on the stage, a lot of times people say I was completely blanked out. And for myself included, when I stepped onto the stage, when I step out, I'm like, wait, that flew by super quick. So sometimes you don't have that time to like think about it. The next thing would be do your research on the system you want to be a part of. Like be a part of something that you feel is is going to be a representation of your values, your principles, your ethics, and what you want in your life. So do your research and then amalgamate the system's values and yours and build it together. That's really important because only then would you feel your identity to shine. The next tip would be having a great attitude. Like just smile. Honestly, like be the person who's always having a good time, who's smiling, and regardless if you win or not, at that by that time you would have such a great experience that you would be like, I'll do this again for the days I've had. You know what they say, people don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. So feel good, make others feel good, come with a great attitude. And the next tip for me would be have an opinion. I do this all the time. I'm not somebody who you can say, hey, do this because I said so. I would always question why. I'm somebody who always needs to know, hey, why do I have to do this? And have that opinion. Like, know why you're doing this, know why you're doing, why you're getting into this, why do you have to do this? Like, have those answers. Just don't be somebody who's like walking behind like a blind eye in a sense, right? Have an opinion. I think having an opinion sometimes is taken in a wrong light, but having an opinion is your identity and express that damn well. So yeah, those are my 5 tips, I guess.
And those are 5 amazing tips. I love how you talked about being prepared because, yeah, I mentioned earlier, I'm also the same way where I have Ziploc bags and it's written down evening gown. Or I think when we go to internationals, we'll both have our own little Ziploc. I will write my name on it, so if we end up rooming together, we don't get ours mixed
Yeah,
up.
that would be, yeah, me too. I'll do that too. But honestly, that's a game changer. I didn't do it in my last pageant, but this time I did it and I was like, wow, this is so relaxing. And I was calm, composed,
Mhm.
easy. So yeah.
It's less because like what I used to do is have all of my jewelry in one
Mhm,
pouch, and then I'd be going through it, not being able to find it. So
mhm.
having it all labeled helps completely. But Kaylee says, I have a mental idea of what you want to look like on stage. I haven't heard that. I like that tip. Thank you. So see, these girls are learning from you.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad I could help.
Mhm. So, Anmal, if people wanted to maybe reach out and get more tips and tricks from you, where can they?
Oh, they can message me either on Facebook, Instagram. They could message on the Miss Galaxy Canada page, or they could message on my personal page. Both of them are Anmol Minhas.
Perfect.
And I would
And
love to help. Like I would 100% love to help. I love when people reach out. It's honestly an honor to be a part of their life and just help them out and give that the exposure that I have. And if I could do that even a little bit in their life and have a little bit of me in them, that would be awesome.
awesome. So, for those who want to reach out to Anmal, all of the links are in the description. So, after tonight's show, you can make sure to follow her. I also put her YouTube link there because once upon a time, she was very active on YouTube. What happened?
I got busy with work.
Mhm.
And you know what? Like, don't take this in a negative way. I'm extremely to have a job at this time. I'm extremely grateful for the work I'm doing. I'm thoroughly enjoying my work, but I'm working like over 12-hour days.
Wow.
And it gets long. Like sometimes I don't even get a break. I'm not going to take my lunch. And I think the reason it goes on this long is because A, I'm doing a lot of work, but B, also I'm enjoying the work I'm doing. So I don't even notice where the day goes.
Hmm.
So YouTube, I wish I could do it. And honestly, I would get back to it. I just need a little bit more time. I'm also building a home. So I bought a home
Wow.
and the building a custom built home would be ready by the end of September, October, hopefully, fingers crossed. So that takes out a lot of just finalizing the floor, the walls, cabinet colors, and everything. It's super exciting, but it's a lot of decisions to make, and you'll be surprised on how much goes in the back end building a home. And in fact, Wednesday is going to be my construction signing date. So that is
Wow.
happening. I know that's happening on the side as well. On top of that, I'm working on getting my parents' PR finalized.
Yay.
So yeah, I know. So that's amazing. That takes a lot of time going to the lawyers, getting all the paperwork done. I had almost 390 pages I had to submit by May, a PR application. It's
300?
it's crazy how much you have to submit. Every form, every document, everything signed, copied, and you have to send it by post.
Wow.
So and it's such a important and delicate thing that you could miss even a small thing, and that would wreck your application and postpone it by months.
Wow.
So just requires a lot of detail. But yeah, I gave you a lot of background of what I'm doing in my life and why I'm not being able to do YouTube.
Well, so when you don't respond to me, I'm not taking any offense to it because you
Honestly,
are so busy.
no, I am sorry, Regine. If I don't do that, please, please, please keep me accountable for it because I definitely should do it. Like if I'm not doing it, it's 100% on me. And I'm sorry if I've done that. And I
No, girl, it's
hope I don't
fine.
do it again.
It's fine. I'm just glad that we were able to make today work because I know you're currently, like you said, on your lunch break. So I'm just so glad that we were able to get you on here because I miss you. I miss talking to you and catching up with you. And it's just great to have this platform where we can just share who Anmal is and share your life with us for just an hour.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I'm actually super excited and grateful to be here as well.
Well, I'm excited for you to be here too. Earlier, you mentioned that you are a dancer. What kind of
Mhm.
dance do you do?
So I have a diploma in dancing. I actually learned Indian classical dancing for 7 years. So if you want, I could teach it. But the
Wow.
reason I did that is I had to choose either I could play violin or I could know classical dancing. And my parents really wanted me to play the violin, but I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I just don't like it." So I chose the dance, and I only had to do it for like a year or two, and then my parents were like, "Do as you wish," right? But I continued till 7 years of my life, and then I was actually even performing in theaters and doing it on a professional level. But it just makes my heart sing. Like it's my happy place. I get so much joy, feel like myself, and I can feel I can do anything. I can jump around. Sometimes we get a noise complaint because we're living in an apartment right now, and the neighbors downstairs will be like, "There's so much stomping happening. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oops, I'm just dancing." And now I have like extra foam layers and rugs that in the room, but so they don't hear it. But yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Whoops. I hope you have a dance studio in your new house.
Oh yes, the basement has all mirrors everywhere, and that is going to be my dancing studio. Yes.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. So you'll practice your dance and your walking down there. That's amazing.
You got it.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were a professional dancer. See, we're all learning something new today.
Yeah, I mean, I never took it as a career. I was doing it, but then I started working with Cosmopolitan at the same time as well. And then when I moved to Canada. It kind of like got left behind in a sense, but I still do it at home for my happiness.
It keeps you sane, especially during these times, of uncertainty. And I'm sure with all the stress and you just want to de-stress from work,
Mhm.
why not dance a little bit? What kind of dance do you do exactly?
It's called Kathak. Hmm. Yeah, so it's classical dancing. It's Indian classical dancing. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Um, Kaylee has a question. She says she doesn't know what a PR is, but it sounds like a lot of work. So it's permanent residency, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, with all 300, 400 pages submitted, your family will be able to come here soon and see you and maybe make their way to internationals. Hopefully, we could fast forward the process.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best.
Mhm. Well, what is the one thing you're looking most forward to when it comes to the international pageant?
I think one thing that I'm looking forward to is meeting all the queens, first of all, but most importantly, meeting all the Canadian queens because I feel we haven't met in such a long time,
I know.
and like we have, it's crazy how virtually we have such a strong and great relationship. But all I want to do is like hug all of them and just say hi and be like, "Hey, I miss you," and like put the best foot forward as Team Canada.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think you're right. I think the last time we saw you was the day of crowning, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Or the day of the photo shoot. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, we haven't seen you since September 2019.
I know, it's crazy. Like
Wow.
such different times.
I know, especially because I know we were all planning to get together and
Mhm.
then the pandemic hit. So
Mhm.
hopefully, when the world starts to open up and it's safe again, we can do our weekend that Cindy had planned.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And it's much needed one too.
Hmm. Considering this whole pandemic.
I know, right? Like we really need this now. Now it's going to be a full-on retreat.
It will be. So, we've been through this pandemic for a year. You've been at home, you've been working, but have you learned anything about yourself or any new talents during this time?
I've learned that I don't like cooking. I don't enjoy cooking, but I can cook. Like I'll cook because I gotta eat. But I don't enjoy. I've learned that I'm a very much homebody instead of being outside all the time. I do thoroughly enjoy the time at home. I've learned that I love athleisure as a trend. I'm happy that everybody can just wear joggers and a crop hoodie and walk out and look nice and very put together. I have learned that it's very important for us to be grateful for everything that we have, and very happy and grateful to have a family, and to be like I was there was a point in my time as well when I was not working for the past 6 months, and that taught me a lot because I'm a crazy workaholic. I thoroughly enjoy working. So not having a job, not having something to fall on was very difficult. And it just made me more grateful for what I had in the past, what I have currently, and what I would have in future.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've learned that let's not judge people by just by the cover of the book. Like we have to give people the space, the time, the convenience, and just their own space to like go through whatever they're going, because every family is different. So
Hmm.
yeah, those are a few things I've learned.
That's awesome. I mean, you're right. When cooking been an essential, it's like, do I really want to
Yeah,
do this again? Can we just
I
Uber eat
know.
something?
Yeah, like I don't like I actually get depressed being in the kitchen. Like there's some people who love cooking. Like my mother, she is an artist. Like I think she can cook any dish.
Wow.
And even if she's not cooked it before, she would cook it really well. Somehow she has magic in her hand, but I'm the opposite of her. I can burn everything. I can cook it, I'll burn it for you.
Hey, at least it's cooked and not raw.
I know, right? At least something is happening here.
Exactly. Like at least you have food in your stomach. Calm down.
Exactly.
No, that's awesome. It's great that you're able to learn a lot about yourself and really reflect. I know what you mean by athleisure. It's so funny because I look at the outfits that I wear on a daily basis and I question my fashion sense now because I'm like, how do I even know how to put pants together now with a top? Because it's just been
I
track
know.
pants and leggings for the last year.
Yeah, you know what's a funny story with work? I'm gonna have like tracks on the bottom, but I'll have a shirt or like like a formal. So usually what I've done is like I'll have my pants and my shirt as a set, right? And I would have like a lot of court sets and stuff. But now because I'm continuously washing just the shirts, I'm like, oh, I'm bored with this, but like the pants like brand new. And now I'm like, okay, no, this is a problem. This is no longer a set because all I'm doing is wearing tracks on the bottom. Zoom is a great thing. You don't have to show your full body. So
Exactly.
it's funny how that works.
Hmm. Or you look at your leggings and they're getting a little discolored and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Well, I hopefully when the world opens up again, we'll be able to put two and two together and hopefully it'll fit us because that's like my biggest fear is jeans not fitting me anymore.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It's funny because I have put on weight and but luckily I'm fitting in the same jeans. So I keep telling myself, I'm like, I'm fine, I'm great.
I think that becomes the staple. Like if I can fit in my jeans, I'm
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, especially the blue jeans that makes your legs and your bum look really nice. That's really important. And if I can fit in that, I'm happy.
Yeah, not mom jeans. Mom jeans are meant to
Yeah,
be baggy.
yeah, not those ones.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But they're like the best because it covers everything. It's kind of like wearing track pants, but not really. So,
Yeah, it's like you put an effort, but not really.
exactly, exactly. I'm worried. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do my summer clothes still fit me?" I'm scared.
I know. I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous to bring those clothes out because I'm like, they might fit me, but do I want to see myself wearing them
Mm,
now? Because, and it's not that any size is beautiful, but it's your perception of who you want to be. So, yeah. So I've started my gym. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna
th-
run.
that's awesome. Cindy says none of my clothes fit me. Cindy, I'm sure they do. I'm sure
Yeah,
they do.
I don't think she's gained weight.
No, I don't see it, and I
Right.
FaceTime her at least once a week.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah,
Oops.
no, I don't think she has gained weight. I know she thinks she has. I think that's the same with everybody. It's just quarantine happiness in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sitting at home, what do you expect? You are gonna gain a little bit of a weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like you said, the gyms in Alberta are open. Here in
Mhm.
Canada, or here in Ontario, depending on where you are, they might be, but in
Mhm.
Toronto, everything is just closed. So,
Yeah.
but I got a personal trainer, like a virtual trainer, so it helps keep me accountable. But I mean, oh, Cindy just said, I've gained 30 pounds. I literally gained 30. Cindy, we don't see it though. But then
Yeah.
again, Cindy is always in her Canada Galaxy merch and her new merch that she actually just launched recently, the Stop Asian Hate t-shirts. If anyone is interested, I'm going to plug it in. Find it on the Canada Galaxy Facebook page and website if you are interested. Proceeds do go to charity and help support the Asian Canadian community. So make sure you check it out because it all goes to a great cause. I got a t-shirt. I'm waiting to see it tomorrow.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I should order one too.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to a great cause. So it's not a fancy shirt, but it'll go with your fancy pants.
All that matters is the purpose of it, and
Yeah.
Cindy does an incredible job that way.
hmm So how has Alberta been with the pandemic? Because I know it's a little bit more free and open there. I guess the numbers are down in cases.
Yeah, I think we'll have a lockdown and open up. We'll have a lockdown and open up. So it's back and forth. It's not as long as Toronto. I know you've been in lockdown for a long time, but
Since Boxing Day.
I know, right? But like
Yeah.
going to the gym here is also that they have limited people who can come in the gym. You have to book your time online on your app, and you can go at that time. And then nobody's going to be around you the moment you go away. You sanitize yourself, but B, they sanitize after the hour is completed, the entire gym. So they take like half an hour just sanitizing. So who's working so hard to like make everyone is safe? You can still go outside. Restaurants are open, but they have like a screen between all tables, and they would keep the distance and leave a table empty and sit down. Dine-in actually, I think just opened 2 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong. But earlier we only had like takeouts. Calgary weather was amazing till yesterday, and right now suddenly it's snowing. Yesterday I was walking around in like shorts, and right now it's snowing. It's crazy how it changes.
What?
Yeah. Like the
That's
weather was, I think, plus 15 yesterday. Or yeah, Sunday. No, Sunday was cold. Saturday was plus 15. But right now, Monday, it's snowing. So things change super quick here.
that's crazy. That's Alberta for you. Are you in Calgary or Edmonton?
I'm in Calgary. hmm
Good to know. It's just so crazy to think like right now it's sunny for once. This week it's supposed to be plus 10 degrees, but then it's raining. So I think
Oh,
it's supposed to rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the patios just opened up. So it's interesting. The patios opened up, but the gyms and the nail salons have not. I don't understand how that works.
yeah, well, I guess patio would be more in an open space. Maybe that's why that's the consideration. However, I do get your point. Like,
Like malls are
uh,
open.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't completely make sense. I honestly feel like if you can open a grocery store, and if you see the amount of people in a grocery store, it's crazy.
Oh
And you can
gosh,
open anything.
100%,
So, yeah,
100%. Or Walmart.
exactly, right? Like the amount of people that are there, it's crazy. Like sometimes I have to step away. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get groceries another time when I go back home
hmm
because it's really crowded if you go peak time.
That's crazy. I've been
Mhm.
doing a lot of Instacart just to
Mhm.
avoid people in general, but it's so crazy.
It's
Look,
true.
we see pictures of people from different pageants that are happening, and you just see them in groups, and I'm like, oh. But then I also wish that that was us. It's so crazy.
I know it's a fine line,
hmm
but you rather be safe than sorry. So.
100%.
Mhm.
So, what, I guess we were just talking about pageants and people being together. What are your thoughts with Galaxy just around the corner? And, we're supposed to be going to Chicago. How excited are you?
I'm extremely excited. It's been 2 years in the coming,
Yeah.
so I cannot wait. And is it stressful to think about you would be traveling? Yes, and that would any time, even if you're going on a vacation, it would be stressful. But I have complete faith in all the directors, and I know that they would only take a step when it's the safest for all the contestants coming. If they had canceled it last time, like it's just normal for us to believe that they have the betterment for us. And Cindy had a really good chat with all of us, and she made us feel very comfortable. She gave us an idea of what is happening, what the future would look like, what are certain options that we have to consider.
hmm
And I think like I'm feeling very secure in the sense that I know that they have our best interest. It is a little ridiculous, but that would be even if I go to a grocery store, so can't help
You
it.
just have to take the plane to the grocery store.
No, no, yeah, just be safe, sanitize, keep your distance, make sure you're safe on your end, and yeah, just take all the precautions and measures you can, and I'm sure only good things would happen then.
Hmm. Well, I'm really excited to see you again. It's been
Thank you.
so long. I can't wait to see what happens at internationals and just to see Team Canada blossom. And of course, with internationals come nationals. So we're going to spend a lot of time together in August to make up for the time that we've lost these past 2 years.
100%. And we have to spend extra time because it's been 2 years, not just one.
Exactly.
So we have to,
Exactly.
we owe it to each other.
100%. 100%. I do want to know, like, for all of the Miss Canada Galaxy contestants that might be watching, because there's 40 of them this year, do you have any advice specifically for them?
I think it would go back to like making sure you're preparing, making sure the current title you have, you're doing justice to that. Like that's really important. Anytime you want to go ahead and progress, you have to make sure you've done justice to what you currently have. So do the best, go out, volunteer, reach out in the events, do appearances, do as much as you can. Enjoy your title. Like that is so important. Enjoy this time, enjoy this rain. I know it's difficult, so make sure you're being safe as well at the same time. And when you come to internationals, come with a great attitude, put your best foot forward, and just have an incredible time. Because sometimes you're going to make people, you're going to meet friends, and you're going to make friends that are going to be friends for life. So there's always something you're going to take away from the pageant you're participating in. It's for you to decide what it's going to be. So make that decision on your own.
100%. And when it comes to fashion wear, I know you're a fashionista on your own. I know we were talking about loungewear, but you designed and created your evening gown.
Mhm.
Do you have any tips and tricks for those who are looking at their fashion for pageants right now?
I think the biggest tip I would give is that do not be under a misunderstanding that you have to spend a lot of money to have the best wardrobe. That is not true. The evening gown I wore for my Galaxy Canada Galaxy pageant, I had put in $150 for that, and that's all I spent on that gown.
Wow.
It wasn't designed by me; it was a design on Google I picked up, which I really liked. But all the stores had a really high cost for it. But then I got it designed, and I can fortunately stitch, so I could do most of it, get the material and everything. So it is a lot of effort. Sense.
Mhm.
Like my fashion wear didn't have a trail, and the
Yep.
reason it didn't have a trail is because I just did not know how to use my hands with it.
That's
And I was like,
fair.
one thing that I really liked was like, God, I'm missing what my design was. It was tassels, right?
Mhm.
Tassel was in trend, and when you move, it's like so bubbly and fun, and you're having a great time, and you're walking around. So that just like hit home to me in a sense, and I connected with that dress a lot. So when I wore it on the stage, I
Mhm.
wore it with the same feeling and thinking I had when I bought it. So I walked
Mhm.
around, I was super happy, and was like, it was enjoying my time. So just choose something that you don't have to spend, like you don't have to break your bank for it. Choose something that you think is of you, regardless of what color, what design, what it is. But the third is also like it is important to sometimes read and study what the pageant is, right? There is
Mhm.
a certain way a pageant is conducted. So do your research, do your due diligence on that. Um, don't just wear something that doesn't connect with that system as well.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That makes sense. I loved your fashion wear too. It was so pretty. I know Cindy loves it because she loves fringe and tassel. So
Hmm.
I'm sure she would have
Yeah.
taken it from you if she had a chance.
I think she also wore it for one of her TikTok videos. It was the white
Hmm?
jumpsuit, and then even when she was walking, it was moving like that. I was like, "This is exactly why I did it."
Exactly. She loves the fringe.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what your international outfits are gonna look like. I know you have an eye for fashion. You worked for Cosmopolitan in India. You're up to date with what's going on. So I'm really intrigued on what you're gonna come out with. Are you planning to spend only $150 for your evening gown again?
Honestly, miracles don't happen twice. No, I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to spend. I'm hoping I don't spend a really high amount. But like I said, I do need to find something that would have a purpose and representation.
Hmm.
And I do need to find something like that that I feel connected with. I just haven't yet. I have been looking at a few stores and places. There is a swimsuit that I'm getting connected to. There is a fashion wear I'm getting connected to. I'm low-key
Ooh.
getting attached. But yeah, so it's not finalized. Evening gown, I'm still on a hunt, and I'm hoping I can find something soon.
I'm so excited because your evening gown for nationals was amazing. I'm really excited on what is going to come out for internationals. I know you've been off lunch for more than an hour. Are we still good for time?
No worries. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I was just shooting a quick message, yeah, that I'm
Okay.
gonna be a few minutes.
Perfect. Well, at least your work, they support
Mhm.
you being on this call and the pageant world. Because sometimes, some workplaces look at pageantry as the old school way and don't really support it. So it's really
Mhm.
great that you have a workplace that does.
100%. They always do. And sometimes I would have my sash here on my whiteboard and I would forget it and I would just join the Zoom. And they'll be like, "Hey, we like your sash." And I'm like, "Sash? Like, what are you talking about?"
Whoops.
And then I'll turn on, like, and then I'll quickly take it down. And then my superior, so my boss, he's so supportive. He's like, "Oh, it's great. Like, put it up again, put it up again." And sometimes I'm just gonna wear my crown and be like, "Hello, everybody." And I'm always constantly telling people, "Hey, if you want to, like, definitely look into Galaxy. I think it's a great system, and I would promote it anytime."
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy that they do support it. It's nice.
That's amazing. Well, as we start to wrap things up, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our viewers or to talk about?
I think the most important thing I would like to say is thank you for watching. I really appreciate you, and I would just say I hope you, your family.
Well, that's amazing. I think I'm going to leave it at that note. Anmol, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you for spending your lunch break with us here on the Pageant Sit Down. I miss you, like I said, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of your reign goes, as well as your journey to the international crown.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, again, thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Thank you. I know my internet's a little bit slow today for some reason, but thank you for staying with us as we went through this show. Keep in mind, if you do like this video, please like the video. If you want more like this, we do go live every Monday and Wednesday. This Wednesday, I have another amazing Galaxy Queen with me, so make sure you tune in. And actually, this week, I know I usually go live only on Mondays and Wednesdays, but this week I actually have a special episode on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in on Wednesday to find out who that special guest is. And in the meantime, we will see you guys next time.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.